This Week in Health IT has a great read for today. Fortune magazine has a cover story in April. Tech's next big wave, big data meets biology. A lot of good stuff in this article. They talk about what's driving the healthcare merger frenzy, and their premise is that it's data. Not only data, it's really more specifically, it's your data. Each of us is throwing off so much data on any given day that it's creating all sorts of new ecosystems and new possibilities for looking at that data and really having an impact on healthcare. We're throwing off 750 quadrillion bytes every day, or some 30% of the world's data production. That's a huge amount. But Eric Topol goes one step further and says it's not just the data, it's the analytics. You see, up until 3 to 5 years ago, all the data was just sitting there. Now it's being analyzed and interpreted. It's the most radical change in healthcare. Couldn't agree more with Eric Topol. I believe that data is going to revolutionize healthcare. And they go on to postulate about this new gold rush that's going on. You have companies like Apple and Google and others just running after it. And what's the source of that? What's the source of this new gold rush that everyone's going after? David Friend, managing director at BDO, talks about how Facebook and Google have really taken this $200 billion advertising business, but he postulates that healthcare is 15 times bigger than that. He says we spend $3 trillion. In theory, if this is done right, you'll have 15 Facebooks and 15 Googles. That's what's up for grabs in this gold rush. I really love this quote from Paul Doherty, Accenture's Chief Technology Innovation Officer. Information asymmetry will soon favor patients whose ownership of their own biological data will give them new power. And I think that's at the source of some of these major trends. So I'm not going to give you the whole article. They go on to talk about 4 major trends. The data pill, where they have a really heartwarming story of a child who had to check his blood sugar levels throughout the day and through the night, and how the smartphone has really changed all that. And now he's functioning as a normal 7-year-old kid. Command centers is really fascinating. We're seeing this pop up in a lot of healthcare organizations. And they even have a video on the Fortune website that really highlights the impact at Johns Hopkins of a command center. And the possibilities for data in command centers really is endless when you put care providers with the right information and the right tools together to monitor mass amounts of people who have a need for that and intervene. It'll drive huge amounts of efficiency within the health system, as well as hopefully improve outcomes. Obviously, the third trend, which we've been talking about for a while, is changing the odds of drug discovery. Companies like Amgen and others are starting to tap into genomic data, and instead of a 90% failure rate on drug discovery, we're now seeing them really turn the tables on the odds of successful drug discovery. And finally, in reference to the movie Hidden Figures, the heroes of this story are really the data scientists, and they are finding all new ways to apply this data and really have an impact on health. And I just wanted to highlight that story for you today. Please check it out on fortune.com. It is a great story and worth the read.